Today is December 9th. The time is 6:43. And we're gonna get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Benahan, can you call the roll?
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Tahiba Bain. Ms. Christine Baptiste Paris. Ms. Akisha Casimir. Mr. William Medina. Ms. Jennifer Paris.
Present.
Mr. Joseph Sokolet.
Present.
Mr. Robert Traber. Mr. Andrew Woodson. And myself here.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to have student representatives, and we have 3 today. If you could come to the podium, we have Echo Atkins from Fairchild Aerospace. Ready? Oh, you're going to come up here to speak. And then you just click the, it's there? Okay, I see it.
Okay. My name is Echo Atkins, and I'm here from Fairchild Aerospace. Thank you for the opportunity to present myself on behalf of our school. I just wanted to share with you guys some updates about what we've been doing recently. So we had our great Q1 award ceremony this past Friday, in which we recognized that 47% of our students made honor roll, second or first. Teachers also gave out classroom awards for tenacity and excellence, and recognized some of our top students, and was live streamed to audience of any family that could watch at home. And all of our aerospace students are encouraged to work hard to earn this recognition. Mr. Henry challenged us to move the 47% to 60, which I hope we can do. We also have our winter semi-formal dance called the Snowball, which will be this Thursday from 6 to 8:30. Tickets have been on sale during lunch, and student and teacher leaders from across the campus have been collaborating to make it a fantastic evening. Our STEAM night will be a great showcase evening planned for Thursday, January 9th from 5 to 8 p.m. This 12th annual flagship event for our campus allows students to share wonderful work they are doing in capstone classes and science fair projects, as well as art classes. We will open the doors to prospective students and also parents to recruit them, and everybody can come and see what we've been working on all year. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Next, we have Gustavo Martins from Fairchild IT. And Geronimo Restrepo Munoz from Fairchild IT.
Testing one.
You're on.
Good evening, Board of Education. My name is Gustavo Martins.
I'm Geronimo Restrepo.
And so our report is, the first thing is the PTSO meeting we had on December 4th at 6 p.m. where we talked to parents and teachers were able to communicate and check with the teachers. And
Tomorrow, December 10th, we will be hosting our Game On, which is a student event. Students got to make games in our gaming animation class that we offer in IT, and we'll be sharing the games the students made in classes around the whole campus. We're invited to join to play in their games.
the honor assembly, where half of our students will receive first honors and second honors on December 11 during school hours. So, yeah.
As Echo mentioned, we have our school dance, which is our semi-formal snowball. from 6 to 8:30 p.m. on December 12th.
And also the volleyball tournament where the NHS, the Bio NHS, IIC NHS, and the whole campus is working together to get it done for the students. And we expect 50 to 100 students playing volleyball, having fun, eating pizza and soda, and just enjoying the after school day.
Lastly, on December 20th, we will be hosting our Skills Day, which is where we host skills around the whole school, and teachers can sign up for their classes to do multiple skills. Last time we did something similar during Hispanic Heritage Month, where teachers got to sign up for their classes for craft making and dance. So we're looking forward to looking something like that on December 20th.
Any questions? All right, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Are there any other student reps that I may have missed? Come on up. Just press the button. There you go.
All right. So my name is Samantha, and I'm a representative for Watering Harding High School, and I got some news. So Student Council is sponsoring a Winter Spirit Week for next week. The theme are like ugly / festive like sweater day, also silly hat / like headband day, and like character / duo day. The themes were chosen so that our diverse students would have like an opportunity to like be able to incorporate their like culture and not just base it on like Christmas, and because some people don't like celebrate that. So we just want to incorporate like more diverse. So our HOSA club, like our medical club, is doing like a healthware like awareness campaign about the importance of washing hands, like in a connection to the flu, the cold, and like the COVID season. So our debate team is currently like recruiting students to participate in our exciting and like being able to like speak out, and you can get a new skill. Our winter athletic program has begun. We have over like 200 students registered, and we are currently running like 5 different programs, which are like boys basketball, girls basketball, indoor track, and our citywide wrestling like co-op team, and our new cheer dance fusion team. The team builds on and continues the foundation of cheer on and embarks on a new journey to complete in statewide dance competition in February. However, there is an issue that we still have, that students have like expressed concerns about the unregulated like temperature throughout like the school. So like some classrooms are like way too hot and some are like way too cold. So it's difficult for students to like understand like what to wear depending on which class they have, because they don't really know what they're dressing for the temperature. And that's it.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? All right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have public comment, and we have 2 people signed up. So the first speaker is Tiffany Latson-Lang, and you have 2 minutes. You'll be timed. Once the timer goes off, just wrap up your comments. Thank you.
The press and it's already on. Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Interim Superintendent Avery. My name is Tiffany Ladson-Lang, and you do know me as an administrator for Bridgeport. However, I am coming before you as a proud member of the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated, Delta Phi chapter. We want to make the board aware of us as a resource for our school community. We are a 100-plus-year-old sorority of educators. Everyone under the teaching profession is a part of our organization. And we offer support to our students over the past 100 years across this country in the form of scholarship. And so we recognize and honor high school students who have excelled in academia and community service. And we encourage them to become the next leaders in our communities. And so before you, I have passed out our scholarship applications that we have provided to all guidance counselors whose emails are registered with the state. So I'm hopeful that all of our Bridgeport guidance counselor emails are registered with the state so that they can receive this application packet and provide it to our students. We give a scholarship up to $6,000 annually, and we also provide other monetary awards and recognitions, which can also be found inside this packet. If you look at the first page, this is the page that we actually give to applicants, as well as the second page outlines the criteria and the rules for eligibility. And then the last 2 pages outline our specific awards that we provide scholarship and educational award students at an annual fundraiser. We also give them money, and we need to give our students money. And so we're just asking that our guidance counselors in Bridgeport, if they can, attend a question and answer session that's going to be happening at 10 a.m. on Wednesday via Zoom. Our district's very own, our community's very own Dr. Melissa Jenkins is going to be hosting that question and answer so that we can get money into the hands of our students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Time is up. Thank you. The next speaker is Faith Sweeney.
Good evening. My name is Faith Sweeney, 184 Huntington Turnpike. Congratulations on the election tonight. And as you are assigning committee positions, I'm looking at the 2024 one, and I would like you to please consider placing people on the committee that have the experience and the background and the interest for these committees. For example, instruction and support services. I know one board member who served as an educator. Why are they not on that committee? So I would really hope that as you move forward with this board and you think about strategically planning your, organizing your committees, that you look at the experience that all of you have and consider the role that you need to play on these committees. Thank you.
Thank you. That is it for public comment. The next item is approval of the regular meeting minutes from November 25th, 2024. Is there a motion? Mr. Benham moves that. Is there a second? Okay. Mr. Sokolovich is seconding. Any discussion? All right, so we will take a vote on that. All in favor to approve the regular meeting minutes? Say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, Ms. Baptiste Perez and Mr. Traber. Mr. Medina abstained. All right. The next item is the chairman's report. I do not have one, so we'll move on to committee reports. Facilities and Finance Committee. Ms. Casimir.
The next Facilities and Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 9th. There was no meeting in the interim.
Hold on.
16.
December 16th.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused for a minute. Thank you. Instruction and support services, or is there any referrals, to the Facilities and Finance? Okay. Instruction and support services committee did not meet this month. The meeting is tentatively scheduled for this Wednesday. an agenda or posting will go out tomorrow if we are having it. The next item is Policy, Personnel, and Contracts Committee. Go ahead.
Did meet in interim. Next meeting will be on the 16th tentatively before Finance and Facilities.
Thank you. Any referrals? All righty. And as for the CABE report, I also do not have that. So Ms. Baptiste-Perez, I don't know if you have anything from CABE? No? Okay. Next on the item agenda is Superintendent's report. Dr. Avery.
And good evening, everyone. As part of the superintendent report this evening, I sent out a newsletter and a letter from me talking about some of the community forums that I'm requesting to have here in the next couple of weeks and into the future. So I kind of wanted to focus my time this evening talking a little bit about the process. One of the things we're going to be rolling out is the thought exchange opportunities for this community to kind of talk to us regarding some of the things that we put forth in the district. Say like curriculum, kind of get some input from families and teachers and administrators regarding curriculum. But I think one of the things I would like to do is to kind of make sure I get out to the community to get to know the community. So, on Monday, December 16th at 3 p.m., we're going to do a virtual introduction so that, I can start doing these virtual interactive meetings with Thought Exchange. So December 16th is going to be a virtual one. Wednesday, December 18th at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing a face-to-face in-person, come out and meet the acting superintendent. Right now, I do not have a location for that meeting, but we will be putting that out here in the next day or so. It's probably, I have two community libraries that we're going to start the first two meetings, but I'm not for sure exactly which one we're going to host the first meeting in. So that information will be coming out. We're going to be doing at least once or twice a week, either a virtual or in-person meeting, moving forward in order to be able to kind of get some input on several different topics across the district. And so you'll be hearing some things from our communications department regarding those meetings. We try to get a couple of them in before the Christmas break. So that's why it's kind of a rush thing for next week to be able to have that in front of me. So again, I would love for, the community to kind of get out, ask questions. We have a lot of, difficult topics that's going to be before this community, and we want to hear what you have to say about them. So feel free to reach out to my office, to my executive staff, campus principals. We want to hear your voice. So we're going to give you opportunities to do that. And so we want you to kind of exercise that right to tell us what you're thinking as we move forward. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the superintendent? Ms. Baptiste-Perez?
Can you clarify what you're looking for from the public? I know we're in the midst of our budget, and will the meetings be regarding the budget?
We will. I think the first two that I wanted to do is just to really kind of get out. I think people need to understand the leader, need to understand who I am, need to understand some of the different dynamics. So it's going to be an open perspective. So I didn't really want to put a topic to it. I just kind of want to leave it open in it. So there possibly will be some budgetary questions asked as we roll out the budget here in the next couple of days. I think there's going to be that question. So if we need to have some additional conversations around that topic, I will be willing and ready to answer those questions as well. Most of my executive staff that has been working on this budget will be part of those meetings as well. So if I can't answer, Nestor will be there. He will be able to answer. We'll make sure that we have the necessary staff available to really, piggyback on any question that may be asked of us during the forums.
But when is the budget going to be presented? Because from what I understood from the Finance and Facilities meeting and the conversations I've had is that this is a dire need and it seems like it's being delayed.
Well, again, I think one of the things that everything has been waiting for board meetings, been waiting for making sure that this meeting happens today. So there's a lot of different scenarios that has been put forth, but I think one of the things for me and my staff, I took this seat 3 weeks ago, and when I took the seat, it's been very, very difficult trying to understand the different nuances of what's presented to me. And so I hope the board will give me a little leniency to not rush the outcomes of this. Yes, it is dire straight. I do agree with you on that. So when I get in front of this board and when I get in front of this community, and I'll tell you what's going on, I'm hoping the community would stand up and say, hey, what's going on? This did not happen overnight. It has been a long time coming. And I can't fix this thing overnight. But as the acting school superintendent of Bridgeport Public Schools, I'm going to give my best shot of putting a proposal to this board. And if they will allow me to execute this proposal, I can get it done. And will it be easy? Absolutely not. This is probably going to be one of the hardest things that any superintendent will try to challenge and take on. And I can tell you, I've done it before, but not to this level. And so I'm hoping that the board will give me that opportunity to do this. And I have assembled a team that's going to help me get this done. And the other team that I need is the team of 9 to embrace this reality, and let's work together to get this thing done.
Thank you. I do have a follow-up comment, is that in order to do so in your 3 weeks of being acting superintendent, you shouldn't take a week off for vacation, given the dire need for this to be addressed. No, I'm just saying, if it's
So,
something dire, then it needs
We're
to
gonna
be
move on to
addressed.
Mr. Traber. Mr. Traber.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate your comments, Dr. Avery. And I think it's great that you're going to get out there and hear what people are saying, because there are a great deal of concerns that people have about the budget, as Ms. Baptiste Perez just pointed out, but also about the needs of the school system. And pretty much everywhere you go, you will find that everybody wants to talk to you about what we need, whether it's as mundane as paper, or the need to shut a window or turn out the lights at night, or as important as what programs are we dealing with now and how are we dealing with them. So I think there are a variety of things that people want to talk about. And obviously that does include getting to the budget. But I also understand the complexity of trying to unravel what's been done over the last 16 months, because for the most of us, we don't know what's been done over the last 16 months. And we want to make sure that when you present it to us, it is presented to us in a way that we do understand, because we do recall that we didn't find out till last March what the budget was, and we had about 3 hours of discussion about a $310 million budget. So we do appreciate your reaching out and talking to the public. And we are looking forward to constructive discussions among us on what we're going to do about trying to enact savings in this year's budget, the kinds of things that we raised last winter, and taking steps that will hopefully prepare us for next year's budget as we put together next year's budget, starting now, which is the proper time to be putting it together. So I applaud your efforts to reach out to the community and hear from all members of the community, the staff, the parents, and those that live in Bridgeport. Thank you.
And Chair,
Yes, Dr. Avery and then Ms. Bean.
I would like to clarify, I did not take a week off vacation for Thanksgiving. So
Okay,
Stop.
thank you, Ms. Bain.
No, you stop too.
Ms.
Okay, so I want to say something. We are a room of adults, but we're acting like children, number one. Number two, don't do it. Number two, acting chair, Dr. Avery, I appreciate and applaud the fact that you coming in initially, getting responses and the input of the parents and the community. But I want it to be known that this inadvertently disrespect to Dr. Carmela Levy-David, hush hush behind the door, oh, thank you, is not appreciated or accepted by me. Let it be known for the record, because she did come to the community. And it's not, don't act like she did not come. You guys are applauding for all this stuff. Yes, she did. She had community forums and I was there. But however, Sokolovich, you wait, I have the floor. I'm speaking. When I'm done, you can say whatever it is you like.
Wait,
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
well then,
Agree with that.
you know what? You're absolutely correct, but your constituents are very disrespectful and you need to let them know that. And I'm letting them know that right now on the record. Since I can't talk to them, I'm gonna talk to you because they're your constituents.
thank you, Ms. Bain. Mr. Benahan Gerhalis. Mr. Benahan?
Madam Chair, you want to take issue with, he was here before me?
Oh, I had you on the list. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just sort of one thing.
Mhm.
We all here for one reason, for our kids. For the kids. We have.
Ms. Bain, we're gonna have Mr. Benahan speak.
As I say, we're here for the kids. We are not perfect. And I always say we have to try to work together as a team because we need to be sure our kids have a better, present and better future. That's what I say. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Sokolovich?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Avery, for your report. I think this board should extend you the same grace we extended the last superintendent. The budget, 2024-25 budget was not presented until March, weeks late, where we only had 2 days to decide it. We've gotten a lot of unspending to unwind, a giant deficit that was just thrown in your lap. I understand that you're not ready, and I support you in needing more time. Therefore, I would like to make a motion to table items E, D, and C.
There's a motion on table to table items E, D, and C on the agenda. And Mr. Medina has seconded. Motions to table are not debatable, so we'll take a vote on that. So all in favor? For a roll call vote, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Mr. Benahan? The roll call vote is to table items E, D, and C on today's agenda. Mr. Bannon, can you click one more time? Good.
Sahiba Bain,
Pass.
Ms. Christine Baptiste Perez,
No.
Mr. Kisha Casimir,
No.
Mr. William Medina. Yes. Ms. Jennifer Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Joseph Sokolev,
Yes.
Mr. Robert Traber, Mr. Andrew Watson. No. And myself, I say yes.
Ms. Bain?
No.
5-4, Madam Chair.
Okay, the motion to table has passed. Is there any other questions for the superintendent at this time? Mr. Traber?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I want to agree with Ms. Bain, Dr. Bain, about I do think that we need to try and tone down. It is the first night where we've changed leadership. And I apologize, Dr. Bain. um, uh, for engaging in what you correctly point out is the back and forth that we don't. I do think Dr. Avery is trying to do a good job, and I want to stand up to that because I think he is. And we need to give him a chance to do that, and not immediately and jump ugly about it. And so I think that we need to like be able to do that. And so I apologize for engaging in that.
Thank you. Ms. Baptiste Perez.
I just wanted to point out a point of clarification because it sounds as if Dr. Avery is the interim superintendent, but this board voted for him to be acting while Dr. Levy David's on leave, and that the process that's been followed before is a committee of the whole for an interim search, followed by a committee search for the permanent superintendent. So I don't want to confuse or mislead the public into thinking that there's a change in leadership or misposts about giving him a title that's not there. But I'm sure that we will go through the proper process and election for an interim as well as a permanent.
Thank you. Any further questions to the superintendent? Okay. Moving on to new business. The first item on new business is discussion and possible action to enter Bridgeport Public Schools in the Council of Urban Board of Education. Is there a presenter on that? Ms. Baptiste Perez, is there a presenter on that?
Something the superintendent. And that was something I thought the superintendent's office would look into. I can just tell you briefly that Cube was recommended during the CAPES, while Cube is a tenth of the price approximately. I would just hope that someone would have actually had that information presented before us, as I did pass that along. But yeah, the Council of Urban Boards of Education, Hartford School Board's a member of it. I can't remember all the other ones, but it came in highly recommended. It's under the national. Yeah, nope, I mentioned that, yeah, is a tenth of the price approximately. It's under the National School Board Association. Cube, from what I was told from members of the CAPE Board of Directors, is more school board training focused versus the Council of Great City Schools is more superintendent focused. This item can probably be tabled till someone actually reaches out and have a contract in front of us before we should be able to go forward with it. But it was highly recommended in terms of board training and development, given that we've already received training from the Council of Great City Schools and due to the budgetary crisis.
Danielle.
I did some research on Cube. I reached out to him a couple times. No one got back to me to find out the exact costs. From what I've understood is Cube and CABE are comparable. It's not Cube and the Council of Great City Schools. The Council of Great City Schools, from the bit of research that I've done, covers the entire district. It covers legislative, it covers trainings for food, nutrition. It's everything. It's not just a board, where Cube is board oriented and CABE is the Connecticut board orientation. So from my understanding, those two are not the same in that sense.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there going to be a motion on this, or is there going to be a motion to table since we? All right, so we're going to move the table discussion, or I'm sorry. There's a point of order from Ms. Baptiste Perez. Ms. Baptiste Perez, go ahead.
Yeah, and so someone's made a motion and it's been seconded. You didn't announce that we were going to take a vote on it with regards to tabling. You just said we're going to table it, so.
I'm sorry, right. So, Mr. Traber, can you restate your motion?
I move to table items A and B.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Traber, seconded by Mr. Sakalovic. There's no discussion or debate for tabling an item, so we could take a vote on that right now. We're gonna do a roll call vote to table items A and B. When you're ready, Mr. Benahan. All right.
Dr. Tahiba Bain. Ms. Christine Baptiste Perez.
She said yes. Or yeah.
Ms. Akisha Casimir.
Yes.
Mr. William Medina.
Yes.
Ms. Jennifer Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Joseph Sokoloff.
Yes.
Mr. Robert Traber.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Watson. Myself, yes.
All right, that item has been tabled. Is there any further discussion for tonight? There's been a motion made to adjourn by Ms. Baptiste Perez, seconded by Mr. Sakalovic. All in favor? Aye. All right. Have a good night. The time is 7:19.